Hello, welcome back to Rani's Voices 20. Today we are going to talk about, or rather, I'm going to talk about age. Age is for me, it's just a number. You can do anything you want at any time. It's nothing to do with the way you dress, the way you talk, the things that you want to do. It's nothing at all to do with age. I am 68 years old, but on paper I am 69. How it happened was when I was 4, my mother put me in school early. I was too naughty at home and already quite, I can say myself, smart for my age. Back then in Tamil Nadu, no one checked age carefully. Later, when I reached my 10th grade, the school said I was too young for my exams. So my mother asked the clerk to change my month to from October to May. But that clerk changed the year. Instead of 57, he changed it to 56. That's how I initially became 1 year older. But do I feel 69? No. According to society, I am old. But in Japan, I am still not very old. Okay? Because there are lots of centenarians here. I am rather young here. Okay? It's what you think and how you feel in your heart, what your age is. Age matters, nothing else. So now I make my own videos. I sometimes I take my son's help, but most of the time I figured out how to do it. It's not a nuclear science or high level physics, astrophysics or something, but I figured out. But at my age, some people find it very difficult. Okay, so I'm proud of my achievements. I have achieved a lot in the 68 years, but today we are going to talk about how the others feel. Then I will end it with my final conclusion, okay? Nothing is impossible. Even at 68, one can do a lot of things. You can still feel young, and I am sick. I have autoimmune disease, arthritis, and had even a minor stroke, but I don't stop living or learning. I learn everything new. So they said I need oxygen to walk around. I said, no way I'm going to walk around with oxygen. I can do it. I'm still going around. I'm fine. So age doesn't define you. It's your spirit, not your years that matter. So live, learn, and love life at any age. You can see pictures of the people who gave me the talk on age, how they grew up from young age.
I don't think of age as wisdom or authority. Being old simply means you have lived longer and accumulated more experiences. It is a measure of time, not a measure of value or depth. Time feels steadier now. When I was younger, everything felt intense and urgent. Now life moves at a calmer pace and I am less reactive. I enjoy the process more. Society values speed, while old generations value stability. That difference creates tension. At 29, I feel like I sit between both sides, almost like a translator. As for value, I define it internally. If I am growing and staying aligned with who I am, that is enough. Not really. I do not fully feel like I fit in when I was younger. Now I am enjoying what I did not have back then. I think people are similar at every age. The form changes, but we are all still seeking connection. I do not believe in universal advice. Everyone must live their own experiences. What defines me today is credibility. I care about competence, consistency, and earning trust over time.
On the first question, I think for me, I view the term old as a pure attribute of physicality. I wouldn't like to attribute it to anything else. So I will probably feel old when I'm physically unable to do the things I want to or that I used to do. Not because of a disease, but simply because of my age. The second question is, what's one thing I like about getting older? I think for me, I'm able to be more conscious in my choice of what I care about and spend my energy on. And I'm a lot more gentle with myself and like kinder as well. There's a shedding of visions that you may build based on what other people may want for you. So I think like while I'm very grateful like that I've always had the privilege of growing up with a lot of freedom, I think as you grow older, you feel equipped to truly exercise it in the manner you want to. That's what I love about getting older. Third question is, do I feel that society treats old people properly? Have you been judged by peers, juniors? The third question, I think like from a public perspective in India, purely like infrastructure, disability friendly infrastructure, old people friendly infrastructure, all that is lacking. And so I think if you're not seen at a macro level, it becomes difficult to feel like you're seen on a micro level because you feel like you're sidelined. And I think that also has to do with the fact that in our area, a lot of people's purpose, like at least the older generation, was tied to either the job you're doing or your family and your kids, right? Those were the only two things that I think drove purpose at the time. And so when that is not, like when the job purpose goes away, there's a huge void that if you don't fill it with an alternative purpose, you may feel not valued or not appreciated enough. And that's like a huge void to expect anyone else to fill. That's my take on that. But I think generally like people are dismissed a little more easily because they're old or because they may not be up to date with what's happening now. Perhaps the way to communicate it could get better. But I think if every generation approaches with a like perspective of learning, it may not trigger a feeling of like fully being unvalued. Do I miss anything from my youth? Nah, I think I'm still youth. But either way, I don't think I miss anything from a younger age. I think I like where I am now. Perhaps like lack of responsibilities and just being able to get everything on my table would be great. But that's about it. The last question is, if I could give one piece of advice, what would it be? And what defines me today? Advice? I mean, I think the only thing that matters at the end of the day is aspects that give you joy and freedom. And so if you just build on that and decide what type of life you want to carve, that's all that matters. What defines me is probably experimentation. I think I've always been open to trying new things. And so that's what defines me. And experimentation without, like, I think I've outgrown the inane expectation of being consistent or being good at something that may be imposed on you to make experimentation worthwhile. I think I've grown out of that. So purely like trying out new things without any expectation. Yeah.
When does a person become old? I think it's a state of mind. When you feel old, you're old. Very simply put. So it's not a physical thing per se, unless you have medical concerns, which do come up with age. What's one thing you appreciate about getting older? I know stuff. Um, Kind of cheating, but uh, back in the days we needed to read books to get information. Then the internet came. We could search for information. Now there's AI, provided you verify. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that you gain prudence because you have a good knowledge base. Does society treat older people properly? Do you feel valued? I'm not sure how you define that. Older people. It's a comparative. Um, in Japan, yes, older people tend to be respected, but the so-called young people don't follow that sentiment. So I don't know how it's going to be in the next 20, 30 years. I feel valued, but I don't think that connects to my age. It's about proficiency and how you present yourself. Basically, if you have a good facade, you get treated well, very simply. Do you miss your youth? Hell yeah. It's so much better. Not to quote the current Japanese trend in anime or manga, but going back and kind of redoing things would be pretty cool, especially if I can retain my current knowledge. I don't really mean like buying stocks in 2007 and shorting them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about realistically having the amount of knowledge I have now, at 37, turning 38 fairly soon, would be a great weapon. I'm not talking about like calculus. I'm talking about knowing how to communicate with people. Advice, and what defines you today? My skill to gab, to talk, I guess. Advice? My advice would be listen even to those stupid friends or stupid uncles you have. That is also knowledge. Maybe it's knowledge, of what you should not become, how you should not act, but everything is kind of useful. Your friends fooling around in the locker room, your friend who always gets in trouble, their smart insight, their sly tendencies, all those things actually can become weapons that you can utilize when you're so-called older. So yeah, listen to everything around you. Be Shotoku Taishi. Be like Prince Shotoku Taishi.
I don't think there's a certain age that means you are old. I think you are old when you lose independence in your mobility or mental function or living without assistance. My favorite thing about getting older in the last 5 years has been having more time for myself now that the kids are grown, to pursue my own interests and hobbies and to learn new things. And in North America, I think elderly are respected. And I have not faced any negative behavior toward my age yet. In fact, I have had people offer me the senior discount without asking. I must look older than I am, and definitely older than I feel. My advice to younger people is to enjoy each stage of your life. When you're in school, enjoy your friendships. When you're in college, enjoy learning and the time that you have with your friends. When you're single, again, enjoy your friendships, enjoy traveling. When you're married and have a family, enjoy that time and make the most of it. It feels so hard when you're in it, but it goes by so fast. And then when you are an empty nester or retired, enjoy that time to yourself.
Hi Jiva, just want to share some of my thoughts about getting old as you had requested me to. For me, I think you get old when you don't enjoy the simple day-to-day pleasures of life, when you cannot find joy in the everyday things, laughing over silly jokes. Also, you are old when you cannot feel the pain of others and just say, so what? It happens everywhere. I think it's important to feel pain and difficulty, and if we can't do that, we have become hardened, and I feel that is a sign of age. What I love about getting older is I have lost a lot of inhibitions. I speak openly my mind. I share my love and my feelings. However, society looks at that, I don't know. And I really don't care even now. But if I feel happy, I want to share my love, I can do that. I feel comfortable to do that at this age. My advice to the younger generation is that they may think they know it all. I will wish to tell them to value their youth, value their health and the time. You never know what's round the corner. God bless.
Hi everyone, I'm speaking here from Barcelona. Rani has asked me to answer a few questions for her podcast on aging. Rani and I go back a long way. We have been friends since 1989 in Japan. So, she asked, when does someone truly become old? And what does that word mean to you? Well, to be honest, I don't think old means anything. I think it's a number. I think I've met many people who are many 30-year-olds who are old in spirit, and there are 80-year-olds who are obviously alive with curiosity. Age is biological, I think. So, to be honest, when does one become old is when we stop being curious. I would definitely say that. What's one thing you love about getting older? I would like to think that as we get older, we care less about what actually matters, or what people think, and we care more about what actually matters. We are supposed to stop rushing in things. However, on the other hand, by rushing and doing things, I think we save a life, we keep on savoring life. My father died at 91, and until 91 and a day before, he was still rushing around like crazy, and I think that's what kept him living for so long. Do I feel society treats older people properly? I think society has a bit of a complicated relationship with aging. I suppose it depends which country we live in. I know Japan, having lived there for 11 years, has its own relationship with aging. I live in Europe, in the Mediterranean. I suppose ageism will always exist, and society will treat it differently. I haven't felt anything. I'm not old enough, I'm 61, so I think so far so good. Do I miss anything from my youth? Do I want to reclaim it? I don't think I miss being younger. I could use what I learned now, if I had to go back, what I know now, and take it back to me when I was younger. But no, I don't miss feeling younger. What I do really realize is the importance of how precious how precious life is, and we have to live day by day. My mother passed away at 58, and I never lose sight of that. One bit of advice to the younger generation: no hurry. There's absolutely no hurry. Don't rush. No hurry to be the first to finish your degree earlier than everyone else, or to. There's no hurry. Take it easy. Spread it out, and that's it. What defines me today? I'm very happy. I'm gratitude for everything I've done, the family I have, my wife, my kids, my very close friends. Yes, my achievements. I've done a lot. I've seen a lot. I've traveled a lot, and I've been very lucky. So yes, it is gratitude and a nice inner peace. And that's it. Hopefully it's not been too long.
Hello everyone. Let me express my views on age. When we say age, the heart of the matter is the attitude of the heart. Age is just a number. Seniors must use their talents and be active always. They should not give in to discouraging thoughts like, I am old, I can't do anything, I can't go anywhere. It is said, old is gold. As people grow older, they are exposed to challenging situations which give them opportunities to take the right decision and not be carried away by others' views causing confusion. Seniors are marching towards maturity. Their actions should impact the youngsters in effective ways to help them grow as responsible citizens. Though surrounded by all kinds of evil around, their aim should be doing what is right, come what may. Seniors can be achievers, and we have heard their testimonies. This helps everyone to propel forward with hope and confidence. Youngsters should remember that they will also become seniors, so criticism should be avoided. Neither should they look down upon them and treat them disrespectfully. Seniors should mingle with youngsters so that they will feel young. Their spirits will be lifted, energy will be boosted to develop a positive outlook on life instead of brooding over the past or fearful of future. In the changing world, moral values remain unchanged. Young and old should abide by them to lead peaceful lives devoid of depression and rejection. Never give up. Grow old joyfully, trusting in our Creator. Thank you.
So now, after listening to everybody, I have covered from 20s to 80 people, different age group I've covered, and I know everybody from the birth or later, and I wanted their ideas about age, and they have all given that very well talked about. Thanks. I thank everybody for that, all the contributors for that, and I also thank my son, elder son, who helped me figure out some of the ways of making this video. But finally, I figured out and I made it. Now, and you all understood that age doesn't define you. Age is just a number, or it doesn't matter at all in your life. Okay? When you need to get a job, yes. Otherwise, it's all... when you want to get some benefit as an elder, yes, you get it. Otherwise, one learns throughout the life. From the childhood till the end. You learn and you observe, learn, and have wonderful experiences in life, good and bad. Life is not always bed of roses. It always has sometimes good, sometimes bitter, sometimes bad. So it's full of ups and downs. Okay, so that's how life is. Now, this time I made this. Okay, it shows this, the smallest bottle shows the infancy. Can you see the heart? Infancy. So this is purely innocence and the beginning of everything. Okay, and next one is childhood. The yellow one is childhood, curiosity, and playful. Okay, that's what it represents. The next one, the red one, is your early adult or teen, as they call it. It's full of dreams and discovery. It's music and love in the air, and that's how your teenage is about. Okay, then you become an adult. Responsibility and creation. You create your own family. You develop roots in the society and the community, and that's how you're built there. And the final one is reflection and peace. Okay, reflection and peace. So that's what is about the age. It's my own what do you call that, depiction of life, from the youngest one, baby, to an adult. So adulthood, I put a bird there. You're free as a bird. You enjoy your life. You've given good life to your children, and you've been an excellent example to the world, and you enjoyed your life. That's all matters. Okay, you can share your experiences with the younger generation. And okay, you got it. I'm going to put it down. Now let me complete it by saying, you heard everybody and my thinking. Okay, age is something that doesn't define you. You make your life better at whatever age you want it. Okay, like KFC guy started in his 60s, and you know KFC now. So like that, one can start anything at any age and be a successful person in your mind. So that's what life is all about. So I've also mentioned, the picture says life is a theater. Life's theater. So everybody plays a role. So what's your role, and what is that you want to be remembered, or your legacy, is in your hands. So as I always say, nothing is impossible. You can change your life. You can live the way you want at whatever age you decide to do it. Take path left, right, anything, but you decide what you want, and you be happy and successful. That's all I want to say. So hope you enjoy this video. It's a little different people's opinions, and please share it, like it, and please give your comments and your thoughts about age as a comment following in this video. And please subscribe. I'll have some more videos coming up soon, and hope you enjoy. That's all it matters. Nothing is impossible. Go for your dreams at whatever age. Bye. See you again later.